that we need to continue to stand strong to defend everybody's rights and freedoms.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? Oh, just having a great day. Hey, I was reading an article yesterday, or last night, today, I'm not sure anymore. I'll lose track of time. I was reading an article, and out of the narwhal, whatever this, I think it's some sort of environmental online news thing, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, it was an article that really pointed out Mr. Trudeau's hypocrisy some more. Okay, all this clean environment stuff that we're all kind of supposed to believe in. They're talking about adding a second carbon tax, and well, let me remind you of something. Back in 2018, the federal government, Mr. Trudeau, Mr. Environment himself, decided that we would buy a oil pipeline. Remember this? Remember? For $4.7 billion of Canadian taxpayer money. Yeah, it was quite the thing. Well, turns out that $4.7 billion was not the end of the line for our bill on this. No. That's just what they paid to Kinder Morgan. Then the Canadian taxpayers, on top of that, paid another, they were supposed to be another $7 billion to finish the project. 7.1, I believe it is. Well, fast forward to 2023, but I think most of my numbers are going to be out of 2022, what I'm about to go through. So keep that in mind when I'm talking these numbers here. But the most recent numbers state that it's going to be approximately $30 billion. Now, you can say, well, Winmore, they've already talked about this, and it's privately funded, and Crystia Freeland announced that it's privately funded, that the taxpayer won't be on the hook for this. Well, that's sort of true. Sort of. But not really. You see, there's a little flaw in this plan. You see, Trans Mountain Corporation is a public funded corporation. It means the people of Canada own the corporation. Okay? And so, as a finance minister, it's your job to make sure the public knows what you're spending our money on. Well, they don't want to tell you who's giving the money to finance this. They've been hiding it. Well, it turns out they, back in 2022, notified TD Bank that there was going to be a statement about the financing, and that the government, when the government gave $10 billion to TD Bank to back a line of credit for the Trans Mountain Corporation. But they refused to tell the public who was the actual financier, TD Bank. Turns out all the big five are in on this anyway. But Crystia Freeland, when asked, well, who's the financier, just said, well, that we're not ready to disclose, and it's publicly available to those that want to look up the data. They can just go to Bloomberg and look up the data on Bloomberg. Well, that's not really true, because in order to access Bloomberg data, you need to pay a subscription of $22,000 a year for. Yes, $22,000 to have access to the Bloomberg data to find out who's financing a public corporation that Canadians are flipping the bill for. I know this sounds a little confusing in that, but this little $4.7 billion investment Trudeau made into a pipeline is turning out to be a $30 billion investment. And that's just going off today's numbers. It's not done yet. Wait till it's done, and then you'll really see it. Oh wow, I want to go over there. Hold on. I can just see the steam coming off the water over here. And I want to go take a look at it, see if I can get it on camera for you. Anyway, so TD Bank is financing this. All right, they're the ones putting up the cash. Sounds legit, you know? What bank isn't going to invest into a profitable business, right? They're not going to invest in something that isn't going to make any money. That would just be dumb. Because they always do their research and discover, go through the books and the finances. So even though it's gone up to $30 billion, hold on, I almost lost my shoe there. Oh, that's a long way down. Oh, God, I'm getting old. So, banks aren't going to invest in something that's a high risk. So there must be a feasibility study somewhere out there that says this is cost effective. The answer is no, there isn't. See, TD Bank doesn't have to worry about feasibility studies, because that call or that email that was sent to TD last May in 2022 was to tell them also that don't worry about the financing for Trans Mountain Corporation, because after all, the Canadian public will guarantee the $30 billion for this pipeline to be built in a time when they're trying to add in a second carbon tax to save the environment. So Canadians, we're all on the hook for $30 billion. And Freeland chose not to disclose it to us unless we pay Bloomberg a subscription of $22,000. That's the only way we will discover it. Welcome to the Fringe. Welcome to the Fringe.